Yo, what's up everyone? And here what we're going to do here now today is we're going to change this SIMPLEX GE Lantern to THORN EMI Beta 2. We're removing this. Now, as I say before, when you touch this and to remove this and this lamp, and sometimes the forward cell is on the top, and that keeps the light off in the daytime. Just say this is daytime and friendly. So what you have to do is, now this is getting removed because this lantern is not very steady because there's a pole bracket in the wall, and it's not steady because the group screws are not the best on this lantern. So when I take this lantern down, so the best thing you do is I'm putting the THORN EMI Beta 2 on this. So when the thing is, when you're before you remove this, first thing you do, and yeah, all you have to do is knock off the power, and you knock off the power and unplug it. So you just make sure there's no power going into it, because I unplug it because the cable is actually running through the pole, in the pole back on the wall, into the lantern, straight into the forward cell, because there's no power in that. Now it's knocked off by the plug socket from the wall from the power, so switch the plug socket off and unplug it, so there's no power in it. So let's move this anyway. So all you have to do is we open this up. Let's open this up. And it just won't open because the one screw is missing on that side. There's only one screw here, so we'll get this opened. So this won't open. So this, right, let's get that opened. So and the only thing is with these lamps, this is the SIMPLEX GE, and that's kind of an A42 42075, and these type of lamps, and the lamp it's in it, and this is 70 watts on. I put in this in the last time took out the 125 watt, put the 70 watts on E. So when the thing there on the back of it's all kind of white spray paint, I spray paint that white myself, because the bowl is kind of be yellowy because it's not glass, because obviously it's made out of plastic, because that's why it's all burdened into the bowl. So we can't take the yellow off the bowl, because the bowl was used to be crystal clear white colour like a glass, but this one's yellow, as obviously this is plastic. Now when I take this lantern down, so before I explain, when this lamp, when it's overheat, goes up to 300 Celsius degrees, 400 Celsius degrees. These are the type of lamps you don't want to put your hand on, because I had to put the gloves on to take out the lamp, because you don't want to put your bare hand, you get extremely scalded, roasted hot, because you burn the hand off you. The hand fingerprints onto the glass, fingerprints onto the lamp, the handprints and the fingerprints onto the lamp, and it's running on. It'll make damage to the bulb. Now sometimes when the overheat, and I actually spray paint that myself. I've done in the last videos, which I did before, because when this was spray paint, because this would, if the more less you use this when it's turned on, this is turned on all the time, this will kind of all this around this area will all go grey and all black in the middle. Just above the lamp it'll be a bit black in the middle. So this all go grey when the lamp, so all the heat from the lamp goes onto this. This all just turns, the white all turns grey and a bit black there behind the lamp. So the old lamp fixtures always do that, when lamps always running on constantly all the time. So I'll just close this thing back up, and we're getting ready to remove this. Let's put in the EMI Beta 2, so it's very hard to just right. Close this plastic clip. So we're not going to take it out with the grub screws, because one grub screws there, it's jammed, and the grub screws kind of all mushed away. It's all there wore away, because the grub screws and the original grub screws and this kind of, it's all jammed, so that's why it's kind of a bit loose. There's nothing we can do about the grub screws. And let's say a Phillips screwdriver, you unclamp the cable and you unclamp the cable wire. So let's get ready to remove this. And how to remove, because and how the council's changing street lamps. And force with these lamp fixture, force with these fixtures, 125 mercury vapor fixtures, and then the beta 2 fixtures, and then after beta 2s 55 SOX fixtures, then LED lanterns next, because you don't know what's going to be in the next generation. But with these things there, I could possibly never throw these away, because you could be a right light collector, because you were a light collector, because you're not possibly going to throw these away, because these ones are rare now to see now in this day and age. So let's untighten the, let's take the connections out. Let's take out the connections and the wires out. That's coming out to 2.5 240 volts, and the ones out in the 240 volts in the house, and ones out in the road is 240 volts maximum. So let's remove this, and that's all you have to do. Just put your hand here and the hand down there and lift it, and come sliding off it like this, and come slides off like this. And that's the site. Let's put this down here, and with this here, so you have to be unplugged cable out. So let's put the cable out, along the cable out, because there's a bit of pole bracket here around here, and screwed in onto the wall. So that's what you have to do with the wires. And sometimes you have pair of gloves and doing that out in the streets with the wires and that, So we're putting in a Thorn EMI beta 2, and this is the one I showed in the last videos before. This isn't the one I was connecting up in the last video, but there's another. I actually have two of those in my collections, EMI beta 2s. And let's put EMI beta 2 in. Out goes the SIMPLEX GE, and in comes the EMI beta 2. So sometimes you have to judge the wires. Put that down there a bit. Sometimes you have to judge the wires to get that in there, to make sure everything is turned off. There's no power in there. So let's shove it through. Let's shove the cable through there, where the pole bracket goes through, where the cable goes through, and make sure it comes out. Make sure it just comes out the cent. There it is. Now here it is, and you slide it up onto this, and what we do is we grub screw it with the EMI beta 2, and we actually grub screw it. I'll hold this wire up a bit, and just hold this up. Something to hold it. Can't be a nuisance in the way. I'm trying to do something. Something can be in the way, and let's group this up onto the pole bracket. I have to move it a bit because it's not going in. That shit goes in alright. And group screw this in. I'll bring it up. See better there. It's probably because the camera's kind of going down a bit and going up a bit because the main light on here. Probably that's what it's doing to that. The main fluorescent light on here. It's doing to that. So I had to screw this. So before I put the bowl on it, see what way it affects. Now, should be getting ready to tighten. I'll get ready to tighten with the Allen clamp bar. Maybe I'll just put this. Maybe I'll just put this light out. I'll turn off this one. Now you probably see much better. Probably see much better because you can't see with the main fluorescent light on. So when you grub screw this right into the pole bracket, and it does not go anywhere. So that's well tight. It's just say on the poles on the top of the columns, it doesn't. In case of weather, bad winds and weather, in case the wind gets very bad, it doesn't blow off the pole out in the roads. And it comes from the mains, and it comes from the mains from the plug into this, and one's out in the road. One of these running out 240 volts maximums out in the streets. And let's open this up. We open the gear tray out, and the gear tray be open that way because I just lost washer off the screw. The washer doesn't go missing because to stop the screw falling off this, the holds the gear tray. So let's put the washer back on it. So you don't want to lose the gear tray. Right, let's start off between live, earth, neutral. Live and earth and neutral. And if you're going to do this sort of stuff that you don't know what you're doing, it means you're taking your own risk in your hands. Like I said, don't mess with these things. Sometimes it can be quite extremely dangerous to be messing around with these things. Now let's say we get the live in. Open the terminal connection block, the tray on it, live, earth and neutral, and live and earth and neutral. So live, say we put the live in first, and just make sure it's tight because none of the wires rumbling out of the connection. Because if it hits the canopy, the live wire hits the canopy, you put your hand on it, you blow yourself. And the earth, and the second thing is the earth is in the middle. And turn it and try and get the earth in. I can't screw with my left hand. I'm right-handed, I'm not left-handed. So I have to use my right hand. That's in tight. Just have to be careful, check the wires, none of them comes rumbling off. Because sometimes when you plug in a wire loose, it's not working. Why is that not working? Certain light you could do it, but street light could be fluorescent light, any lamp. And you plug in and you put brand new fresh bulb in it, fresh lamp in it, it's not working, and then you found out there's a wire loose inside. So sometimes that can always happen. And live in and neutral in, earth in, so none of them is rumbling. So we pull back the cable. So you just pull back there, so you leave that little bit of cable there like that. So we don't want to overly tight the cable in case the wire will pop off. So we just leave that little bit of the loop cable in there like that. And then what I do is, personally I always normally do, and clamp the cable. And clamp the cable. And the funny thing is with the term beta 2s and beta 5s, some people say beta 2s or beta 5s came out in the 70s, which did come out in the 70s. It's an older version than this, but this would beta 5 would have been a smaller version. This would have for a 35 or socks, but this one, no, this one has a version that takes 55 or socks, and the beta 5s with the plastic clip on the end. We put the bowl onto this, put the whole bowl onto this. The plastic clip on the end of it, sometimes the metal clips on the beta 5s, they could be manufactured and came out in the 70s. In the 70s, there's the beta 5s, but these beta EMI beta 2s, these were class 1983. They're manufactured in 1983. I didn't see them coming out in my area since 1987, since 88. Because before they came out, and these EMI beta 2s and MI Philips MI 36s, when they came out when I was young, and they took down the other old type of beta Thorn 79s and the Simplex GE, all those lanterns, 125 watt lanterns, 70 watt sound lanterns, and GEC lanterns. They took these and then putting beta 2s and Philips MI 36s and the EMI beta 2s. Right now, the wire is clamped in, so wire's going nowhere, cable's going nowhere, and let's pull this cable back. I do in here in this room, pull the cable back, and it's not plugged. It's plugged in, but it's not switched on. But it's ready to get switched on, and I'll reassemble the lamp. And close up the gear tray and close this up. And how to change a street light fixture. It's so simple. It's so easy, but you have to learn what this video tells you, or anybody else's videos, they tell you, and how to change a street lamp fixture. And this is what they usually do. Sometimes you see the councils do it, and they open the steel door and the column poles, and they would have to knock off the power run up through the column pole into the street lamps. They had to knock off the cable that goes up through the pole into the lantern before you remove the lantern, because you don't want to, if you didn't want to turn it on, you'd blow yourself to pieces. Now, where we are, a lamp. Let's put in this SOX tube. Let's put in the SOX tube. Could be a PLC SOX lamp. It's SOX 55 watt long last life, says here. And put this out, because this, like, it's not brand new, but it doesn't look like it's brand new, but because you see the bold blacks on the end, but in the neon filament. SOX plus could be. Let's put the lamp in, and the lamp is in, so it's just getting ready to turn on. And forward cell on the top and the back of it, and it's just getting ready to turn on. And forward, it meant to show you with the forward cell, I think where it says an N, a narrow point in there. You can probably see it here in the camera. It says N, that's supposed to be pointing north. So north is kind of this way, and south is that way, and east is that way, and west is that way, and where I'm standing. Now let's say you put the forward cell on. Sometimes it can be difficult to get the forward cell on, and we repeat. Let's give it fire up. Now it just flashes there for a minute. It might take a while to boost on, because the forward cell did that. So probably not coming on yet. So maybe I'll just knock this light off in the background. Here we are, and it just comes on. Just comes on like that. So now When I put the forward cell on, switch the power on. That's how it works. How you change a street lamp, the way they work. Now after years time, they might take down the beta 2s and then putting up new LED lanterns. So if I try to get the ball back, because I can't get the ball back because there's a clock here. Because getting the clock there, because I'm trying to get onto that hook there onto the end of the lantern. So I'll try my best to get the hook on. So I'm going to just get a screwdriver. And I just push the hook onto the bar, onto the metal hook. No, it's not going on. Maybe I just have to bend this back a bit. No, if you're afraid I'll be breaking that, you don't want to be breaking that. See that the bar won't goes onto it, so I'll just say if I click this in, so the ball will fall off it. So that's the way it be, because you see there's a clock there on top of the clock there, so it won't let allow me to put the ball on. So I'm just gonna pause there the video for a minute. I just finally made it to put the ball back onto it. So like this, and close it up, and that's it. Clip it in. And the Thorn EMI Beta 2. So now I'll bring the camera up and closer to have a close look at. The old EMI Beta 2s. Yeah, the back of it there, that's the old type of EMI Beta 2. The back of the canopy. And sometimes it's tin and silver, it's just Beta 2s, the newer type. And the other newer types that came out in the 90s, this one was manufactured in 1983. Came out in the 80s. So I'm just going to pause it there till it gets to the full brightness. Now, see how the full brightness get, but sometimes it usually does that away from looking into the camera. Lights obviously, that's not the light it's doing itself as usual. So this is what I have. That's what this look like. I'll turn the main light on here. See, the forward cell might knock her off. Just give a few minutes. If the forward cell knocks the light off, because it's behind that there, there's a little gap there in the forward cell behind that. If once they put the light on there, the main light on, and it clicks there, knocks the light off. But it's not giving daylight, it probably won't knock off. So maybe if I just switch it off altogether. So when it's on, it's off, and I'll put it back on. I just cover the forward cell. And come straight back on. Goes back on, straight back on into full brightness, because the lamp it's warmed up. It's not overheating. I mean, it's warmed up anyway. It comes straight back on to the full brightness because I knocked it off and turned it back on again. And that's all. I'll just switch it off all there. I'm gonna just switch it off altogether. And that's it there. So that's the EMI Beta 2. That's the one here you look at. That's the one you here to look at. And that's that's it. Yeah, that's the one there, the EMI Beta 2. And that's where I have all the stuff. And put all this where I can find. I can put all into this case here. And it's the old lantern I took down. It's the old lantern I took down. So I'm even not going to throw these away, because I don't even throw the likes of these away, or any of the sort of stuff. Because you never know, because it's very rare now to come across. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again up on the next videos, and bye for now.